Hi everybody, welcome to another of Hazelmere Rugby Club's Wellbeing and Mental Health videos, brought to you by Mindset, the Wellbeing and Mental Health consultancy company. Today I'm joined by Ollie, who is the head of brand at Honest Burgers. And Ollie's here to have a chat with us about tips on taking the ideas behind the mental health and wellbeing plan and running with them and turning them into a brand and our point of difference within the local rugby scene. What makes us different and how can we stand out and how can we be consistent from minis all the way through to adults. So over to you, Ollie.
Cool. Cheers, Matt. So my name's Ollie. So head of employer brand at Honest Burgers. So I've been at Honest now for about 4 years. Before that, I helped set up Five Guys actually. So I've been kind of continuing this burger journey throughout my career, it seems. So yeah, set up the kind of recruitment and people function at Five Guys, and then joined Honest Burgers. And I guess from the reason I joined Honest Burgers is it's a local business. It's run by two guys who are still heavily involved in the business themselves, and they set up this brand as such from street food, serving at local food festivals and parties. And for me, when I met the founders, they were very much in the mindset of we want to build a people culture and a people first environment. So when people are coming to work, they feel a part of a community in everything that they do. So it shouldn't just feel that they're coming to work, getting paid, and going home. So those kind of foundations and those what makes us different, I guess, is we want people to feel that they come to work, and at work they could learn a new skill this week, or they could go and help out another restaurant or help out a new opening, which might add a skill for their accountancy degree, for example. They might meet people from overseas, and then potentially on a year out they'll go and spend a year in Spain before coming back to Honest Burgers for a winter. So we're trying to create this environment that people can, if they want, come and go and come and leave, but also where they can make a career as well. We want people to stay for the long haul. So how do you keep people motivated by coming to work every day, not just serving or cooking or managing the team? How do you keep people enthused by learning new skills and progressing into management? And everything that we do internally, my role at Honest Burgers is showcasing it to not only the hospitality world, but the whole of the UK and whole of the world, really. Because we do some great things, and I think if you're doing great things by your people, it's good to talk about it, because other people will either get inspired by it from other industries, and it might give other people good ideas what to do. But ultimately, for a business point of view, we want the best people to work for us, and that's what we're striving to do. And by no means are we the best. But we know we want to get the best, and by being the best, you sometimes have to take risks, and you have to think of new ideas, and it's not always following what other people are doing, but looking at what other people are doing and seeing if you can put it into an Honest Burgers environment for your people, and where you can attract the best people in the industry to work for you. And I guess I see that same correlation of do you just want to be a rugby club who plays rugby, or do you want to be a rugby club who's going to be challenging or winning trophies every season, and also ingrained in the community with and how the community see you as a rugby club as well. So it's not just about the rugby; it's really that community feel.
And that's kind of sense. We're looking to do. We are called Hazelmere Community Rugby Club. We're not just called Hazelmere 15 blokes in a clubhouse rugby club. We want to be part of the community. We want to build, and we want to be that different but not so
Yeah.
different that it's scary, but possibly the leaders in local rugby of what we're doing. As you said, we're not the Quins, we're not Saracens.
Yeah.
We don't have those sorts of budgets to play with, but so we're not the best,
Yeah.
but we want to try and attract the best types of people into us. So that's So it sounds like a good correlation between what we're hoping to do and what you do. So
Hmm.
what would we, how would we go about it? I suppose.
Yeah, so I think from a if you were going to redefine your brand or your people brand or the rugby club's brand, I think you sometimes just need to restart. That doesn't mean changing everything that you're doing, but you just need to look at what you're currently doing and just start from the beginning. And that would be getting all the coaches together and everyone, the leaders within the rugby club and potentially spectators, potentially people who have played for the rugby club down the years and know the history behind the club and what the club really stands for. To start with, get everyone in the room.
At the
I'd
moment.
probably say there's two exercises. Yeah, get everyone in the room or a pub or wherever you want. And I would recommend just doing two exercises. Get one person facilitating and you're almost just brainstorming. What do you guys do at the moment that works and what doesn't work? And there'll be people who might think something works, but does it work? You're wasting your time on that. But just brainstorm everything. You can take that into the next exercise on what you want to achieve. So, and spend a good hour of just wild and wacky ideas. But as much as what do people really want to achieve from the rugby club? And that could be anything from just retaining 90% of your players from under sixes all the way to the first in the next 10 years. It might be that you want to achieve that you'll be involved in a village fete every single year, or it might be you'll go and you'll make sure that the under sixes watch the first team every single week. So all these ideas around building what you want to achieve from the rugby club. An exercise that you could do to help you with that, which probably brings on to my next point, is if you used to have an external player, so a player is playing for another club, like how we would have a assistant manager, for example, or a waiter who is working for one of our competitors. How are you going to entice that person to work for the club or to work for the team? What is it for them? What's in it for them, essentially, as well as the people that are a part of the club at the moment and who you want to retain in the club. So I always would always say, the best game to do for this is get a can of Coke and you put a can of cola in the middle of a group of people and just ask people what does that can of cola mean for them? And you'll get answers like, Christmas or biggest brand in the world, or just red or snow. The Christmas advert. Everyone sees this can of Coke differently,
Yeah.
but ultimately, cola is the biggest brand in the world. So I guess you just want to know, what do you want to be seen from an external point of view of that rugby club? What does the person who's working in the local butchers think of Hazelmere Rugby Club? Or what does someone who works at a local supermarket think of Hazelmere Rugby Club? Is it just a rugby club, or is it a rugby club that does X, Y, and Z for the community and that local feel as well, which will entice more spectators and it will entice more people who might not play rugby yet to join to start playing rugby, or people who do play rugby to come and work for the club, or to retain the best players, because that's ultimately your goal. And it's exactly the same correlation of what we're trying to do with our restaurants. Third step would probably be looking at your values or what your mission statements are, and taking that last point of what do you want to be seen and what's working, what do you want to keep hold of, those new ideas that you've put onto the table, put them into a bit of a strategy over the year. And that will create your mission statement. You could have one mission statement. Not sure what that would be, but it might be, we're an inclusive rugby club, which is ingrained in the community, and every year we're striving to win challenges with trophies.
If you ask the head coach, it's to be a Premiership club in the next 12 years, which would mean promotion every single year. But yeah,
there we go. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure that's.
We can always dream, right?
I won't be playing, that's for sure.
Yeah, but these values, actually looked on your website. You've got the 5 values at the moment, which are great, and you could almost build those or expand those values that you have into having mission statements for all of them, so everyone knows exactly who's coming into the rugby club at whatever level and whatever age. You understand what the goal is, what you're striving for. So everything that you do along the strategy, along the way of building, this rebuilt brand, everything has to go back to the values and the mission statements. Does this match with what we're trying to achieve in the club? And that's what we've done, at Honest Burgers, because our mission, I guess, and is to be a people-focused company who serve best homemade burger and chips. It's very good to say making homemade burger and chips are the best homemade burger and chips. How many companies say that, but it's not homemade. What we've done is built our own butchery, so all our beef comes straight to the butchery, which completely cuts out the supply chain. So all the food that goes out of you in our restaurants is supplied by ourselves. Same with the potatoes. We've got our farms. Potatoes go straight from the farm straight to our central kitchen, and that's where our own kitchen teams are cutting potatoes every single day, and then they go straight to the restaurant. So we've said it, and we're actually doing it. So whatever your mission statements are or your values are, got to believe it, and you've got to be coming back to them all the time. And I guess that kind of follows into probably my 4th point is you can only build a brand with your people, and if your people believe it. So those mission statements, it needs everyone on board. What you're trying to achieve, everyone needs to be on board. Unless everyone's on board, you're probably not going to achieve it. And that needs to be from, again, correlation. We would say it from our team, from our support functions, and our customers. Everyone believes in our brand because we do. And what we've built is we're being true to ourselves. And I think that's what you could do in the rugby club is listen to your spectators. Listen to your people that the families of the kids that are playing. Listen to the past players, your vets, etc. So everyone's got their say. And what then you're able to do is reevaluate. Does that fit in what we're trying to achieve? And keep on communicating. Communicate, and that doesn't just mean, I guess, communicating match results or maybe what tournaments are coming up. Communicate what's really going on in the spine of the club. So, for example, this initiative, talk about it, see if everyone else has got any ideas, get people on board. What other initiatives are going on? What's going on in the local area? It doesn't always have to be about rugby. It can be about promoting a new coffee shop that's opening up down the road, and seeing how you can collaborate with that coffee shop to help promote it, and come and show that local support. But everyone needs to do it at all levels, and whoever's a part of the club, because if you're trying to build this community brand and feel, that's what you've got to do, and that's kind of what it takes to achieve it, essentially. So I'm rambling on a bit, I know.
It's all making perfect sense to you. Whilst you've got that inner focus of your goals and what you want to achieve, it's also looking outwards to see who can help influence those, rather than just sort of staying laser focused on your target, which you need to do, but also try and see what you can do to get additional support from outside in.
Yeah, exactly. And once you've done, once you've put all this work in, that's then the time to showcase it.
Yeah.
But what you'll feel is, and what you'll notice is, everything that you're doing, people will start talking about it. There's no better, way to get out your brand than people who are feeling it and the people involved in it. And all it takes is probably that first conversation of, did you know, the rugby club are doing this now?
Yeah.
And suddenly that person will tell 10 other people. Those 10 other people will tell another 10 people. Then you've suddenly got 100 people talking about that initial conversation. And then they'll start noticing, because different people have different needs and different wants from a local rugby club. That's when people will start noticing something else that's going on and these other initiatives. But unless you talk about it, unless you showcase it, and really with the times, how the times are online,
Yeah.
unless you're doing that, it's not happening. So and you won't be able to do that yourself, and a coach won't be able to do everything himself or herself. So I think you just got to use ambassadors, use your spectators, and showcase everything online. Use Facebook and Twitter. I think you're on Facebook and Twitter, but not just for match results, but to show exactly what's going on, and maybe get some old players or new players, do some interviews with them and get them online. Tell them about this evolution of Haslemere Rugby Club. The Village Fete. Get some videos of the Village Fete or some of the players doing the tombola or something. I don't know, but that's I guess what I mean. And beer festivals, be involved in the beer festivals, because the more you do that and the more you're showcasing your brand, that's the only way people are going to be able to see it. And I guess from what we have achieved and are still trying to achieve is our restaurants want a local feel, and they're local restaurants in neighbourhoods, and they're obviously central London as well. But we want to be a household name. We want people to be like, let's all go for an Honest Burgers today. As I'm sure you want families to come and watch Haslemere every single Saturday, and then suddenly they've got kids who are growing up, and we want our kids, boy or girl, to come and play for Haslemere Rugby Club.
It's the kind of thing we'd love, is that people come and watch us on a Saturday and realise that we're a family club, or come on a Sunday when the kids are playing, realise what's going on. There's big bars on Sundays up at the club, with the minis all the way through to the sort of the juniors and colts, and just seeing that and then coming along, and even if they don't want to play rugby, just enjoying the social side of it, which is obviously a long way off probably at the moment, but that's kind of what we want to build, is almost not the rugby as ancillary to the club, but it's a big family feel that just happens to play rugby, I suppose, is some of the things we've been talking about. One question I've got is, how do you maintain that consistency? Because you may, as you've alluded to, you get everybody together in a room. When they all disappear, and you've got the under 11s, under 12s, under 13s, all coaching separately, all doing different things. How do you maintain that bond and making sure everybody's on the same page on a regular basis?
Yeah, good question, because it's one of the hardest parts. When I was back at Five Guys, we opened the first restaurant, and then huge culture, huge people culture, up until probably 10, 15 restaurants, and then you have opened a restaurant in Scotland, and they're quite far away. So, and it's hard to keep that culture internally when you are a little bit distant. So what we've done, Five Guys did it really well though. We kind of brought everything back to the start, and at Honest Burgers we've done the same. And my best way to say it is, it's kind of all in or all out. You've got to believe it, and everyone's got to believe what you're trying to achieve. And when communication is absolutely key. I would encourage, and what we have done is regular get-togethers. We have an internal communications platform where we share what's going on around results and You know, top sales or top performers. Everyone is celebrated internally, and I think, you know, I don't know what you do internally at the moment, but the communication side is absolutely key.
Yeah.
If you could go and make sure that, you know, the under sixes or under tens or, you know, whoever, if there's a home match, you have to go and watch the first, you know, the first play, and that will generate this togetherness, which you need to enforce. And it is the togetherness, and that's how you kind of can stay consistent. But everyone needs to be focused, and regular meetups. I would say, you know, every few weeks, you look at what's going on, and the coaches get together, and then there's good communication.
Cool.
That's how I say, you know, that's how you can just hold this culture internally.
Cool, brilliant. So, anything else you want to sort of, I think you've covered everything brilliantly, but you're the expert and I'm listening and I'm learning. So is there anything else you wanted to sort of say? Do you want to sum up?
No, I think, you know, just probably to top it off, it's not going to happen overnight. It's never going to happen overnight. And, you know, you guys were doing some incredible things, I'm sure, which is, you know, why you're still going and you've still got teams. So hold on to what's going well, and be ballsy when, you know, to the things that you might think actually aren't doing well. And if things aren't going well, then stop doing them and just come back to the drawing board. But it's going to take time, you know, to build or rebuild a culture or a brand for its people. It does take, you know, it takes a while. You know, sometimes it takes 3,000. It takes to say something 3,000 times before it actually gets stuck in someone's head. So keep on talking about it. Keep on talking about it, how important it is that you're building this people brand, and everyone's got to stay on board. And that's done by constant communications, constant celebration, but also regular interactions with everyone around you. It shouldn't just be the coaches. It needs to be spectators, old players that have left, understand why they have left to go to another club, see what you could have done better. All feedback's good feedback as long as you take it well.
Cool. Brilliant. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day.
Pleasure.
Especially when you've got openings tomorrow, I guess, to do. With everything going on. But thank you for taking time out, and I'll be coming back.
Pleasure. And all the best for the club. And I hope, I'm guessing your game's starting at some point soon, hopefully.
We don't know yet. We still don't know.
I know.
If the Premiership can't suss it out, then we haven't got a chance, I don't think. So thank you, Ollie. Thank you for coming on this chat, and I'll be sure that the board and the committee and the coaches will be on board with all of this, and we'll go away and we'll have that discussion, and everything will be wonderful, and we'll plug away with everything, and we will become.
Yeah, of course. So if there's anything I'll help with in the future for you guys, just give me a shout anytime.